Hi everyone, this is our test automation meeting, and this meeting is recorded and will be posted on YouTube. Just wanted to remind everyone on that. Let's go over the agenda items. Okay. Yeah, so as usual, let's go over the status and updates. There are few questions that I do have on the Jira tickets that are open. So there have been many in progress tickets, and most of them have not been closed almost for a month now. So let's go over those today and get some questions clarified on those. So from Infosys, Hema, are you on the call?
Hi, Suchitra, Gayatri here.
Hi.
Hema will be dialing. Hema is dialing in.
Okay.
Maybe in another couple of minutes she'll be joining.
All right. So do you want to go over your tickets?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So there are these tickets which are in progress. So I just wanted to make sure that we are working on those, and when is the closure about the tickets. If we haven't started work on those, if we can give away, there are other people who would like to take some
Yes.
of the tickets. So
Suchitra, actually, World 2431 has been worked upon and patch has been submitted. I had pinged you yesterday in Slack.
Yes,
regarding this. So once that is done, that can be closed. And 1957 is actually once 2431 is closed, we can close 1957 also. It's related to that only.
Okay. Yeah, I
So,
haven't merged these patches yet. So I was working on some other issues yesterday. So I didn't close them yet, merge those patches yet. So I remember you had submitted for these. Do you have any other items? Real-line failure scenario test cases.
yeah, that has also been submitted, the patch.
Okay, is this the division of the test cases that you were working?
Yes, Suchitra.
Okay, I think that could be closed. So, and anything else that you have on the list? I think that's all.
No, nothing more open in progress.
All right. Okay, so let's go over Suraj's stories. Is Suraj on the call too?
I think Suraj is on personal work today and he won't be joining the call.
Okay. Do you know anything from his stories?
Yeah, he has submitted a few for that process and it's still in progress. It has not been completed yet.
Okay. Yeah, he mentioned that there are 4 stories that he's working on, and the review is still taking some time. Do you
Yes.
have any idea how much longer it is going to take? Because it's already been
Should yeah, by next week he should be able to close that, I believe.
all
They
the.
have taken for the review,
Mm-hmm.
but not yet closed it. So maybe by next week he should be able to close them.
Okay. I think this validating technology profile with p-bit verification is one story that we haven't started working on. I think Girish had already submitted some information in regards to that, and just wanted to let you guys know that it's on the test automation brigade in this directories.
Yeah. Okay. Suchitra will inform him as well.
And going over his, I don't think he has started any work on 2506 EAP. These are all failure scenarios that he had created.
Yeah, 2506 he is working on currently and he has submitted for the process.
Okay.
2506 he has started working on. And also 2416 and 2417. also he has worked on.
Okay, so these two,
Yes.
these error scenarios. All right.
Yes, all these errors he's working on.
Okay. So how are his patches in the review process? Are these like all at once that he submitted and we are waiting for all of them? So,
No, not like that. It was submitted at 1 or 2 days gap only.
mm-hmm.
Uh, so actually, we thought that it would be through by today, but we didn't get it today. Maybe in another couple of days, probably we can expect them.
Hi, Sujitra, this is Hema here.
Hi, Hema.
Yeah, so final approval is done from last approver. It's pending to accept from his side, so he'll do it tonight or tomorrow morning. So 4 Jiras he'll be submitting tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And can we go over your stories, Hema?
Yeah, so 2410 I have submitted in Gerrit, so I requested you to review and merge it. So
Okay, I'll check on that. Thank you.
yeah,
And
and set up one more Jira is there. Adding ONU state check 2450. Currently it is blocked with one bug which I raised yesterday. So
is this, which bug is that?
sorry.
Which issue was that?
Actually, setup is called for one more test case also. ONU disable delete, and after that OLT disable delete. So when we do that test case, setup is failing. So for that, I have raised one bug yesterday, right? So I blocked with that bug this Jira.
Okay, but is that consistently reproducible?
Yes, yeah, I have attached logs also.
Okay, all right. But I thought that the pod that you guys have some issues currently where you're not able to even add the OLT.
No, that is different. That is different node which I have given for ONF Jenkins. This is different node which I am testing. So currently I'm using this node for our local testing. So
Node
in
is,
parallel we are yeah,
so you mean,
different VM.
oh, okay. So did you mean that you have two pods or because you have only one OLT or do you have two OLTs?
Yeah, same OLT, same ONU I'm using with different kind Voltha VM
Oh,
in daytime. So nighttime I'm requesting Hangway to check it. So once he gets time, he'll check it.
okay. So this is the issue when you install, you don't install
Correct.
Kubernetes along with kind Volta and then you cannot add the OLT.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that issue is little strange, and Andy and myself we were discussing about it yesterday. So we can bring that. We can discuss about it right now. If any others have any opinion and inputs on that issue. So Andy, did do you think that this this issue we can debug this issue?
Can you just summarize the issue again?
Hi Andy. So if I install Volta with Kubernetes, I mean pausing parameters Kubernetes yes and Helm chart is, I'm not able to add create OLT. OLT is getting stuck in activating state. If I install Kubernetes with Volta setup, it's working fine. If I install already Kubernetes and installing Volta, it's not coming up. So I think I'm missing something in the Kubernetes installation. So I need to cross check with ONF part 1. So I pinged Hangway also in the Slack.
Yeah, if the Kubernetes cluster is being set up correctly, then I don't think it should make any difference.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you that there maybe is some issue with how the Kubernetes cluster is being created and configured, and maybe the best thing to do is, like you said, look at the ONF pod and just compare to make sure it looks the same.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Hung, you there in the call?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yes,
please ping me once you are available. I'll share
Give
the
you
access
okay.
to our.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah.
Did you
Thank you.
try? Did you try erasing the Kubernetes and then reinstalling it?
Yeah, I tried couple of times, but it didn't help.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are we using, Hung, do you know, are we using the latest Kubernetes on the,
I'm not sure. Yeah, I
okay.
will check his her environment. I think the problem may be the Kubernetes version, but I'm not sure. So we'll take a look into.
Okay, because on the ONF parts, we don't have the latest Kubernetes because we ran into some issues. So
Yes.
yeah, so we stepped back a version and then we installed it. So maybe we can just try to compare the versions.
Yes.
1.16 will probably not work, so it should be 1.15 or earlier.
Yeah.
1:15. Okay.
Okay. My setup has 1.17.
That would probably be the problem. There's a they changed some of the API versions, and that we're not compatible. There's actually already a ticket for this. I can find it,
Okay.
but in Jira you'll find that there's a ticket with Kubernetes versions being broken, because basically we need to go from like alpha to a beta in some places in the Helm charts.
In the demo file. Yeah.
Okay. Let me downgrade. Then I'll check it.
Okay.
Okay. Hima, anything else from Infosys? Any issues that you want to bring up? Any other?
Currently, no, Sujitra. So we are working on that ONU reboot. We have submitted it. So we are waiting for your review comments for both the JIRAs 2410 and this ONU reboot. And error scenarios, we are submitting tomorrow. Few of error zeros we have got approval, so we'll be submitting tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks, Hema.
Yeah.
So let's go with Atran. Anyone from Atran here on the call? Uwe, Torsten, or Gerald on the call?
Torsten is here. Hello.
Hi, Torsten.
Yes. Uwe and me took over the two issues, as you know, and we start today to investigate what we have to do. It's very interesting, and we will go on with this. And the third thing, I think 2194. Uwe did some changes and put it in the Gerrit, but the last what I heard was that SEC will take over this part, and so Uwe will push back everything. That's what I know. And
yeah, this is in a Python file that's a library that I'm refactoring, so that's why that's happening.
Okay.
So I'm taking this one over.
Good, fine. And on the other side, I have still some problems with run of all test cases in one run. And yes, I will investigate it a little bit slower. But maybe, Andy, you can say something about your point of view to this. It is not better with the new BBSIM 0.014 with the old or with the origin order, but with my new order, it's much better. So we have to decide what we will do in the future.
So I would like to try to figure out how to reproduce the result that you're seeing, both the failures with the current order and then the improvements with the change in order. I would hope that the ordering of the tests would not lead to drastically different results. That seems bad if that's the case. But I think the first step is just to figure out how I can reproduce that. So I was going to try to work on that right after the call, and maybe we can coordinate if you have any more information that would help me to reproduce what you're seeing, then I'd appreciate it if you could send it over.
Send me a mail what you need, and I will send it to you tomorrow, for me tomorrow. And then we will see if you can reproduce it.
Okay. Sounds great.
Fine. That's all from my side for today.
Thanks, Torsten. But in regards to the BBCM related test cases, Andy, I thought like we were running on the Jenkins jobs, the functional scenarios. So, but we didn't see the same issue like what Torsten was mentioning, right?
So I haven't really checked this morning, but I believe that the Jenkins jobs were showing that that things were passing as expected. So that's why I need to look into this result that Torsten is reporting a little bit more.
Okay, I was just curious. Thanks.
And Andy, I can send you the logs from a run from today in the morning. I already sent to Andrea Campella, which is located in Berlin too. And maybe you can see some things which helps you. Is it okay?
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Torsten, I have one more question. So based on our email conversations yesterday about the data plane verification based tests, I hope you have enough clarification on how to start about these tests. In case there are more questions, just send me an email again.
Yes, of course, we will send you an email. But today we investigated and make our first steps in the right direction, and we have to learn a lot. And be sure you will get some more mails with further questions.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. All right, thanks, Torsten. Anything else from your side?
From my side, not. Gerald, would you like? Is Gerald here? Yes.
Okay, do you know if Gerald is working on this issue?
I think so, that he's working on the issue, and he's in the call too, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald, are you sleeping?
From the chat, it looks like he's having some audio problems. Or other people are having audio issues too.
Maybe he has some. Oh, I will take a look at my. Oh, he wrote me an email. He doesn't get any audio. Okay. So I think he is on. He will go on with his issue.
Okay, that's fine. So if Gerald can't hear or he can't speak, just let him know that I got some information about this, how to go about from David. so we can have a conversation on the email if there is any issue in progressing on the task.
Okay, I will send an email. You have some more information for him. But you can send the email directly to Gerald.
No, if he's okay, I thought like he is continuing the test in case he's stuck anywhere.
No, so I don't know
Okay.
the details.
Okay. All right, no problem. I'll just ping him too. Thank you. So is Debashish on the call? Okay, looks like no. I think Debashish has taken 2 stories. Looks like he finished it, but he is not able to submit on to get it. And Hung is looking into it, looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I already left a message in Slack to ask him to set up the password for Gary, so I think he will be able to send a patch after he resolve the issues.
Okay, thanks, Hung. All right. Anything else from Zach, Andy?
I'm still working on libraryizing what's in Cord Tester. That's going kind of slow because I'm getting, well, I had jury duty and then I got interrupted with a bunch of other things. But I hopefully will have that done by the end of the week.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
So I had something to mention. So it's possible to automatically generate documentation from the robot files in the Voltha system tests, and you can do that locally by running the make gendocs command. But some people were asking for that documentation to be published online. So that's happening now. If you go to the Voltha documentation at docs.voltha.org, you can see the published descriptions of the robot keywords and tests.
Okay, thanks, Andy. So have you put that information in the main documents here, a link to it?
Where would you like a link to that?
There is like FAQ in the FAQ of the document.
Sure, I can add it there. Maybe in your browser, can you just go to the Voltha docs so people can see what I'm talking about? It's docs.voltha.org.
Voltha.org?
Yeah. So yeah, so here's all the documentation we have on Voltha, and in the testing link on the left.
Testing, okay.
Voltha is the test documentation.
Right. And so here are the generated files for all of the tests and the libraries. So if you click on one of those, yeah, you can drill down into the individual test cases and take a look at what's going on in there. So hopefully this will be a useful reference for people who are working on tests. And of course we will, I think there's a problem with the documentation published job, so it won't automatically update this every time somebody adds a new test right now. We're still working on that. But ideally, this will be always up to date. As we add new tests, we'll see them here.
Okay, so it is giving the information on all the keywords. That's good. Exactly like the regular robot documentation, right?
Yes, it's just that documentation published on this website.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So that reminds that we might have to fill all this information to make it more readable.
Right, now we can improve the documentation so that this is actually useful.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Andy.
Sure.
One short question from Thorsten. Is this only available for one library or for all?
This is just the libraries that are part of the Voltha system tests repository right now. So the ones in Chord Tester are not yet included in this documentation. That's still a work item that we have.
Can you send the link of this page, please?
Yes, I can send that, and then it will also be here in the FAQ document in the Test Automation Brigade.
Yes.
So
fine.
Over here. Okay, and then I'll paste it on the meeting minutes. I'll add it on the meeting minutes as well. All right.
Okay, we will find it. If not, we will send you an email.
Yeah, sure. Anything else, Andy?
No, that's it.
Okay. I think we have covered almost all stories, and I do have a couple stories that are in progress, and I'm working on those, and some of them needs time for me to close, especially the testing that I'm doing on the BAL 3.2 versions and ONOS 2.2 versions. That should be closed by next week. Okay. Moving on, patch reviews. So we already talked some time back that there are many patch reviews. There are 2-3 patch reviews from Infosys. So we'll look at it and then we'll try to merge them. If we are missing anything, please do send us a message. So we will take an action on it and then merge the patches. All right, the next one, split existing test cases into various test suites. We talked about this. We took an action regarding the division of the test cases into various test suites, and that work is completed. And now we have functional suites, failure restart, error scenarios, and scale tests in the directories. So when going forward, when we are adding our test cases, we can put them into the right categories. Anybody wants to add on to this specific item or concerns regarding these, the way that we split into the categories of test suites?
It would be good to, we have the test case sheet. It would be good to reference those test cases or the JIRA tickets in the, if you're renaming and giving documentation, because that way people can go from this to also see what was intended in the sheet. And it may be just that the sheet has its description is what should be on the, like that description should be what's in the documentation for the suite.
Did you mean this one?
Yeah, like if it might just be cut and paste from that into the robot docs and clean it up and make sure that it's accurate.
So are you saying that we update this sheet? I'm confused.
No. What I was thinking was as we separate these out, this description might go into the documentation here, where it says, see, for example, here it says documentation test various failure scenarios. If you had one that had a specific test case, that documentation would get replaced with the textual description.
Right. All right, I get it. So let's say like if it is Volt 2409, so whatever is on the JIRA ticket, just put it there, because these are going into the JIRA tickets, exactly what we have.
Right.
Just put them on the documentations.
Yeah, so JIRA ticket and then the documentation, and you don't even have to rewrite it then if it does exactly what, and so that saves coming up with a description.
Right, that's correct. Yeah, that's a good one. It's an action for all of us to change it. Okay, anything else before we move on? Okay, the next one is about Gerrit submissions and issues. I hope there are no other issues except Debashish. Anything else anyone wants to bring up? All right. Pod related issues with Infosys pod. We just talked about the OLT not being able to come up because of this. Maybe we need to have Hung already has an action item on this, so he will go over and then check the Kubernetes versions, and we can give a try on that and see if the problem still happens. And I'm not sure where are we with the Berlin pod. Are we able to run tests on it? Anyone has any inputs on Berlin pod?
I'm not 100% sure, but my impression is that Andrea is maybe helping to debug an issue on the Berlin pod right now, so it's not fully operational yet.
Okay. All right, we need to check with Andrea on it. Okay, so looks like we don't have any other items that we want to discuss before we move on to the action items. Anybody wants to bring up anything that we want to discuss today? Any issues, concerns? Okay, sounds like no. There were a couple action items from the last meeting which we haven't gone through some of those, so I just wanted to go over those and make sure that we have right actions, and some of them might have been closed, so we'll just update these items here. This is the Vol 1977 issues with running sanity test twice. Andy?
So I believed that this issue had been fixed and closed out. I guess, Torsten was saying that maybe there is still some lingering problem with that, and so I will look into it. But as far as I know, that issue has been fixed. I mean, at least it's working for me, and it seems to be working usually on Jenkins.
Okay, thanks, Andy. Okay, Vol 2008, Geralt, about the David Bainbridge. So this is still being worked on. I will pass some information to Geralt on this. So Debashish is still looking, has this problem. Hang is looking at it, so can just leave it on.
I've been talking with Cyprian on this. He's moving on to looking at Packer stuff. I'm not sure if he got kind Voltha to work,
Okay.
but we'll wait. And it's not strictly surge related, so we don't really need to pay that much attention to it in this brigade.
Okay, sure. Andy, to submit a patch to fix issues to run function tests on BBSIM. It's done, right, Andy?
Yeah, that's done.
All right. Hangwei,
This is done, yeah.
okay, so this actually, Andy integrated that?
Yeah. But I think, as Andy mentioned, if we can run the sanity test twice, so I can modify this Jinx job, I can remove the part of reserve Kubernetes. Yeah, because in the previous we will fail if we run the sanity test twice. So in the Jinx job, I up and down Kubernetes multiple times. But I think in this moment, maybe I can change the logic of the Jinx job.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you should need to do that anymore.
Yeah, I can try.
Okay, so looks like we are done with all the meeting minutes. I mean, actions, sorry. I'm just checking over again. All right, I think that's all we have on the agenda. Anything else from anyone? Okay. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your time. We'll talk again next week, same time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.